Hi, everyone. No, I don't see any thumbs. Does it just start with no thumbs? We're live? We're live? Hey, everybody.
Like the show.
What are thumbs?
Somebody hit the like button.
Oh.
There should be a thumb up there. Hey, we got the very latest on all of the Rangers stuff, including how they're doing.
And a big trade.
And big trade and some guests. It all starts right meow. Great comment from a great listener named Mark. Go Rangers to start the show. Today's weird at work. It's
Is that what it's technically called?
Yeah, it's weird at work.
Got
it's
it.
Musical Chairs Day, so if you don't know who we are, that's okay. We'll tell you, and then we're going to do the best show ever. But I also had to check the notes because I know that we got a thing going on today that I have to tell you about, but I don't see it in Notion. So I'm going to check a different show, and then I'll have that for you. Really big day for the – I don't have the thing.
We partnered up with Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and we are raising money for them this whole entire week throughout the ALLCITY networks. So the link is below. It's a great way to give back to your community, and it is also – if you want to sign up to be a Big, you can do that in the link as well. And we're just very excited to be partnered with them and to be able to have an impact in the youth.
Look at
Well
that.
done.
That's the closest Concha's going to do a read all night, all day long
on
today.
our show today.
It's almost like she's our boss.
And we're third in donations, and Philly and Chicago are ahead of us. So if we want to beat Philly, let's
Oh, that's
send
real
in some
inside
money.
baseball right there.
Let's
Look at
roll
that.
it here.
Yep.
Let's go.
Sam, what's up with your – hi, everyone. I'm Jeff. That's Sam.
Kevin,
That's Katya.
Hi.
And that's Kevin Gray.
I'm back for a second show, boys and girls. That's right.
They wear hats in baseball, so I have hats on.
JG, the hardest working man. Hi, Jeremy.
Somebody got to do it. What's up, Jeremy? Mr. Crazy, good to see you.
I feel like I know Jeremy
Rolex?
from Cowboys.
Yeah.
I heard Rolex had positive things to say about me in the Mav show. That's what I heard. Word on the street is.
I normally
Shout
do
out
the
to you,
Cowboy
Rolex.
show. Sam does stars.
I punch buttons.
Katya's our boss.
That's right.
Kevin does Mavericks.
And today did Cowboys.
We got Fire Nico in the chat.
But today we're doing Rangers. And
That's a regular.
we have good news for you. We're all really locked in on your Rangers content, and we've really got you squared away. I looked it up, and they lost last night, and that's very sad.
It is unfortunately
Who
sad.
they play?
They lost 6-1.
To the Kansas City Royals.
KC, right? I thought I saw that.
Which is
Okay.
why I'm headed after this show is over with. I'm
Which
headed
puts
back
them
home. to
one
Kansas
game
City.
below 500.
That's right.
The Texas Rangers.
You know what that
Our
means?
local team. That means they've lost one more game and they've won. That's universal.
You're off to a
That's
good
all
start.
sports.
You're off to a good start, Sam. You're off to a good start.
So depending how bad this show goes, I did bring in an Evan Carter rookie card that's graded
let's
a 10 out of 10.
Let's go.
Nice.
Wow.
And it's like a $300 card. And
Okay.
I was considering just giving it to somebody who's watching as an apology.
Oh, wow. Tell your friends to come in here and watch this show right now. Jeff's giving
Give
away
them
merch.
lights up.
Why does Jeff's hair look like he just woke up? Because I did.
We've
You're
been
watching
trying
some
new
Yellowstone.
looks.
I have been watching Yellowstone. I'm trying to get to Casey's hair,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and he has longer hair.
Yeah,
And you have to fight through this stage.
yeah.
And so I was just going to be a hat guy, but I decided,
I think it looks good.
who cares?
I like
It
it.
looks
you know?
great.
So how are your guys' Rangers?
I heard they made a big trade.
They did make a big
Why
trade
don't you
today.
break the news of the big trade?
You're supposed to inform me. I wasn't even supposed to be on this
He's
show.
the trade guy.
Do you want news?
Who
of
is this busting in
He's the
here?
one who told me.
Oh, it's Abby.
hey, Abby.
Prop for today. This was given out last night.
Nice.
No way.
It's
Is
the
that
final
Sporzy?
out.
Oh, it
So
is.
you guys may.
Cute.
Those are the Texas. Those are a couple of Texas
Thank
Rangers.
you.
Josh
Yeah.
Spores and Jonah Heim hugging
Yeah.
each other after the.
Door locked.
Yeah,
we're working.
It's a serious Rangers podcast.
Jeez, we're working.
Joe
Hi,
asked
Joe.
Joe asked if you're okay, Kavanaugh, because of your hair.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
The Rangers traded away A big-time prospect.
Mm.
Okay.
I use the word big time very loosely because I have no idea who this person is, but they did trade a guy named Nolan Hoffman out of AAA.
Mm.
He had a 6 ERA, and so he wasn't doing great.
I
But
feel like
That's
Nolan's a top tier baseball name.
that
though.
is a good name.
It's a good baseball
It's a
especially
very
for
Texas
Ranger.
Ranger name.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
They traded him away for cash, which usually means you're not very good.
Oh,
we didn't
man.
get a player or a pick back. They just gave us like a 20.
Can we just save some money? Just give us some money back, please.
Future consideration.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
hockey term.
Oh, look at you. Look
So
at
the
you.
Rangers are now okay. I don't know what this question is, Kelly. Man, what's up with Krim trade or call up involvement? Like, if that's a real name and a player, I'm real sorry. And we can text Radigan. We can
Can we
see
text
Jeff. Is Jeff here?
No, he's had enough clearance today. He's probably left.
I'm going
for
to
the day.
Google it.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this. We're gonna Google all of your Ranger questions.
If you have a real question, Blaine Krim is a baseball player.
We're gonna chat GPT this thing and figure it out.
Oh,
I brought
wow.
my Michael
He's
Young
on the
bobblehead.
he's
The
playing for
world's
the Rough
ending.
Riders.
Okay. He's a Rough
Okay.
Rider.
Yep.
All right.
How's he doing?
He's out there. Yeah.
I think
He's got
he's
zeros?
playing for the Rangers as well though. So
Rarities. That is a real
let's
player.
get his,
Oh, we got Mo in here too.
Okay.
oh, he's got
All
a.
the
If that's
Cowboys.
him, he's got an excellent mustache.
Is it the mustache guy? Oh, he does. Yeah.
Oh,
look
call
at
him
that.
up.
He has an excellent mustache.
Bring him
Born in
up.
Alabama. That makes sense. He's got a good OPS in minor leagues this year.
No,
almost
this is
900.
Does
Does
MLB?
Sam know what OPS stands for?
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Sam, what does OPS?
What does
MLB.
OPS stand
Sam,
for?
what does
Sam?
OPS stand for?
Don't Google it.
No, you can't
no,
Google
no,
it.
No Googling.
it is. I still can't get it. On base plus slugging.
That's
Yes,
right.
That's correct.
That's right.
That's what.
Your on base percentage.
If
plus
I
your
remember
slugging
correctly,
percentage.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And you do not want to get into the intricacies of slugging percentage if you have no idea what
Slugging
it
is a thing.
Wait, I think I can explain it.
Isn't
Come
like
on.
a, isn't
Okay.
like a
Oh,
brand,
okay, let's
It's
go.
like a brand of bat.
So slugging, you get like a amount per base. So if you hit a double, you get something, and if you hit a triple or a home run, they're each worth something. So if you have like a
True. You
good
get,
slugging
like, a prize.
percentage, like you want it to be, I think, over 500 because that means you're getting like extra base hits.
Oh.
If you
Right?
yes.
Yes.
Like stick-
yes.
like stick
You wanted to
ball.
be over 500.
Yes. If you hit a single, your slugging percentage is 1.000, which they would call in baseball 1,000, even
That's
though
right.
it's 1.000. And if you hit a double, it would be 2.000. And if you hit a triple, it would be 3.000. And if you hit a home run, your slugging percentage would be 4.000. And it would be the best slugging percentage ever.
How is this percentage for?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's excellent. That's excellent breakdown right there.
Yeah. So we got you. Yeah, we got you, Dominique. This is going to be a long show.
Let me
I
tell
love
you.
it.
Let me tell you
Welcome.
something. Can I tell you guys something about the Texas Rangers?
Oh, you got some information for
Oh,
us?
I do.
What
Let's
you got?
go.
What
The
you got?
Texas Rangers were founded in 1961.
Oh my god!
Oh
you
my
chat
God.
GPT
They're from
now.
Arlington, Texas.
Oh my gosh.
And they won the World Series in 2023. According to ChatGPT, finally, as the fan base was very
shady-
defeated for a
little
long
shady
time.
there.
What was the last time they won before that?
Finally, it was
Never.
the first
They had
one.
never
That was
won
their
a
first ever.
It was
That was their
first
first
Oh
ever
my god, I
World
love
Series.
this. We're teaching Sam.
Wow.
2011
Congratulations.
was the worst year in the history of sports.
That was when they lost to
Oh,
the Cards.
well,
right?
I mean,
love
the
that.
Mavericks won the
Pre-show
NBA
meeting.
Finals that year.
But
so.
I didn't care because of
You
the
Because
didn't
of what
care when
happened-
the Mavs
because of
won?
the Rangers.
Would
because
they
of what
be?
happened later on that.
Yeah,
Would they be?
I didn't care because I knew what would happen later.
Oh,
The-
wow.
the
Oh, you
Rangers-
knew what was going to happen?
So in 2010, the Rangers made the World Series,
That's
and they
right.
played against the Giants, and we lost. And I think I
Yeah.
represent all of Rangers fan base when I say that didn't bother me at all. Like, it was so cool to be in the World Series, and the Giants were better than us. And so then the next year, now we are the best team in baseball, or one of. And by the time we got to the postseason, it was like, no. Like, getting to the World Series don't mean nothing. We got to the World Series, and we're better than the
The
Cardinals.
standard
and
is
lost
now
to
we
the
gotta
Cardinals.
They
win.
blew
and
it
so
twice.
it sucked.
They
Yeah.
blew it twice.
Which one was the Nelson Cruz one
Game 6
Game 6.
of the?
of the
Cardinals.
World Series against the
Yeah.
Cardinals. Yeah. And Wash had told him like 11 times, hey, back up. And Wash said that the 12th time he forgot to tell him, and then he didn't back up.
The words David Freeze are
Did
dirty
Mo get
words
banned
here.
today?
Did Mo get banned?
I don't know.
No.
No.
Oh, Tanner banned
Oh,
Mo?
Oh, Mo, you was
Oh.
cutting up in the Mav show? Is that what you was doing? You was
Mo,
cutting up in the
I
Mav
just
show?
tell
You were
you
coming in
chill
hot.
and you listen to me, but
Can
I am
anyone tell
producing
us
every
what
show.
really what happened to Luka? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what
he
that
got
means
traded
either.
to the Lakers. It was crazy.
Oh, I love the news we're breaking today.
Two big trades. today.
Right,
Two big trades. today.
massive trades that happened today.
Boy,
Two
this
big
is
trades.
wild.
But what I do know about the Texas Rangers is that their bats have woken up. That's a real.
Yes.
That's a
Have
real
woken
thing that
up.
I
Yeah,
learned.
that
they're
is
having
actually a real
much better
thing.
June.
They fired their coach
They
on
fired
Cinco
their
on May 4th.
Then they hired a podcaster.
They hired a. Did they
They literally hired a podcaster
as their coach?
who used to play
Yeah,
baseball.
manager.
No.
It's coach now.
Well,
No, the manager is
Hitting
not
coach
fired. The manager is
slash-
Bruce Bochy.
yeah.
That's
He
right.
will never get fired.
No.
They fired the hitting coach.
That's right.
Oh,
'Cause they
and they're-
couldn't hit.
And then now they're bats.
And then they hired a podcaster who used to be a baseball
He's
player,
their hitting coach.
and he's their hitting coach.
And they're
Who's his
hitting,
brother?
they're
His
hitting the
brother's-
crap out of the ball now.
His brother is geez,
You're doing
Hold on.
great.
Brett
Oh.
Boone is the name. Aaron
Aaron
Boone
Boone.
is the
There you
manager
go.
of the Yankees.
Daniel Boone.
Bob Boone was their father, who
I
used to
like-
be a
I
manager
like that
of the
the
Reds.
most baseball knowledge person is sitting behind the computer.
Oh yeah, Ryan's over there. You know my
Yeah.
That's right. Yes,
No.
Aaron Boone's the manager of the Yankees. His son,
Yes.
or his brother Brett is now the hitting coach for the Texas Rangers. Their dad Bob used to be a catcher and used to manage the Reds at one point.
And
So,
their great great grandpa Daniel Boone, is
Right.
a frontiersman.
the Boones are like one of the first families of baseball type
Okay.
thing. Like the Mannings, like one of the first families of the NFL, like
Yeah.
Peyton Manning, Eli Manning, Archie Manning. The Boones are, see,
We're past it.
we got
We
the
already
Aaron
got
Boone
there,
part. We
Abby.
got
Aaron
it.
Boone.
We got it.
No, we're already squared away.
Thank you.
My guy Evan Carter
That
is
was so
back.
nice.
I need you guys to know that my guy Evan Carter
He's
is
been
back.
balling. He's balling as
Yeah,
a way.
he's saving the season.
Yeah.
See?
Just like he saved the season when we won the World Series.
He's hitting like over 500 in his last 7-8 games.
High
Like
quality.
Evan Carter's
I
been.
got it.
This is
Oh, you do have
Trading
it?
card.
I know, right? Exactly.
What are you
Exactly.
guys- what are we doing? What are you looking
She's
up?
fact checking me.
Oh no, Evan Carter. So he came. So Evan Carter. This is very sad for a man who owns a card that costs a lot of money because I bought 4 of them
Okay.
Oh.
when he was a rookie.
Okay.
I had my friend Mike Bacsik because he's into the card game.
Is he coming on the show later?
I guess we could tease that. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I guess you should tease when you're having guests, right?
Sure.
Otherwise, everyone's gonna leave.
Yeah, because
Please stay.
we don't know what's happening. They just told us to do the Rangers show. So I called Mike Bacsik and I was like, could you come on the show? And we'll be like, what's up with the Rangers? And he'll be like, yeah. And he'll be here. And so I also, and I called my friend Mike Rhyner because he likes the Rangers. And he was like, yeah. So like, we'll have people on who know what's happening. But I had Mike Bacsik buy me 4 Evan Carters because I decided when he was in the minors that this was my guy and that he was going to save our franchise forever. And so I spent like $400 or $500 on 4 cards.
And how much? Like.
I sold 3 of them
Okay.
after the World Series
Mm.
for like $600. So I'd already turned a profit, and I kept,
Like each?
and I kept the most
Total.
expensive one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so this one back then was worth like $400.
So if they turn it around and he becomes like World Series MVP, this is gonna
This would be worth $1 million.
All right.
But then this year started, and he was so awful
Oh no.
that they're like, maybe we just don't put you on the baseball team, and they sent him to the minors. And I'm like, the guy who saved the season and was the best hitter in the playoff. Well, Seager, Adolis, I don't know.
Yeah,
but anyway,
right.
And I'm like, and now you're just not going to put him on the team, but he can't hit lefties. Never has been able to. And so they threw him into the minors, and he sucked there. And I was like, oh God, his career's over.
Good
And
thing
then-
I sold the other 3.
But then he got it cranked back up.
Okay.
And so they brought him back up, and then he sucked.
Yeah.
And then he strained his quad. And then he came back from having strained his quad, and he's a beast.
He's balling
again!
right now. Yeah, he's balling.
Yeah, so now we're ready to rock and roll.
It was a little dicey for Carter because at one point he had like a trick back, like your knees, like you got trick knees.
Yeah,
he had
and you
like
don't
a
want to
trick
be a young man.
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
bad
yeah. I
back.
don't want-
Jeff knows
exactly.
about bad
I saw this guy
knees.
walking across the street the other day.
He's 80.
It looks so
He
bad.
yelled across the street, "Are you hurt?"
He,
And I'm like, "I'm
he,
not
almost,
hurt."
he almost didn't get there before the timer ended on the crosswalk, which is for like elderly people. To get across
Kavanaugh's
the street.
knees are like Goldberg's, being held together by duct tape and bubble gum at this point.
The doctor told me I should get it replaced, and I was like, "But my other doctor told me I'm too
Like
young."
a complete knee
Yeah,
total
yeah,
knee
I
replacement?
said my other doctor
That's
told me I'm
crazy.
too young to get my knee
You
replaced,
are
and he was
80
like, "You're
years
not."
old.
He's like, "People do that now." He's like, "But you'd have to stop doing some of the stuff."
The
you're
fact that
doing."
there's an age requirement for knee replacement is kind of wild.
Well,
to
because
me.
they last like 30 years, and
don't
then you have to get
either.
another one. And putting the first one in is no problem because it's all the existing things are there. But
Yeah.
the second one's not as good.
So
and I would
you
be
don't have
getting a
enough like
second
in your
one.
own knees to like build your.
Who?
Let's just hit an ad break.
Oh, let's do an ad break. Yeah. You
Oh, yeah.
can hit him,
We still
and
have to
we'll
do
be
an
with
ad
you
break.
In 2 minutes. Mike Bacsik's going to join us, and he knows what's going on with the Rangers. He'll break you all the news.
Even more than we do.
Yeah, just a little bit. And we're on that next on the DLLS Rangers podcast.
Nice.
That's right. Let's go.
Is this me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, heck yeah. Should I try to read it in the Stars version or should I just change it to baseball?
You
just kidding.
Do whatever your heart
Just like
tells
your favorite
you.
team needs a home field advantage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's
Thank
go.
you.
Let's
Thank
go.
you. Empire
Let's
Today.
go.
Your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get it. Empire Today has flooring experts, dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day, like we focus on those Texas Rangers every single day.
That's right.
God, I'm too good at this.
You're
crushing.
very good.
Why is Empire Today your best bet for a new floor? Because they live and breathe flooring,
Yeah, they
and
do.
they will be with you every step of the way. It's a whole different ball game. That was already in there. I didn't even
Ball
add
game.
that in there.
Let's go
Let's-
out to the
No, that's later.
Knock
Jeff.
it out of the
That's
park.
Later. That's
Flooring experts
later.
bring the showroom right to your home. You can check out what it looks like in your space. Very simple to figure it all out on your own. Schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. DLLS listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code DLLS. You heard that right. $350 discount, code DLLS. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com/DLLS for full details.
You did great.
Thank you.
Let's
They
talk about our
have
friends.
wood.
Let's talk about our friends at Monarch Money. I love Monarch Money because what it does is it helps you get all of your things in one place. It's like your own little personal CFO. And for me, it could really help educate me that, oh, wow, that's a lot on Bud Light and
Or-
Fireball. Wow, congrats.
Or Evan Carter baseball.
Or Evan Carter baseball cards. And you figure out, or the canoe.
Two-seat canoes.
The kayak. It's in the truck.
So
It helps you
much
figure out what you're wasting money on, and then you can feel better because you can get your life put together. And that's our friends at Monarch Money. They're going to help you out. Without a clear financial picture, financial dreams can feel out of reach. Let Monarch Money get you squared away. The finance tool people actually love. Join over 1 million households using it. Named Wall Street Journal's best budgeting app of 2025. Get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use code DLLS at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com. And you use that little promo code DLLS.
Let's go.
Do you
All right,
know-
it's the DLLS Rangers podcast. The Rangers.
The Rangers.
You're doing
podcast
great, sweetie.
With
You
Jeff
good over
and
there,
Sam
Sam? You
and
hanging?
Katya.
Just choking on a seed.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
I
So
also
another
got some-
baseball
I got
thing.
some seeds
They're
in
a little
too.
old.
Oh,
Yeah, Sam has 2 hats on.
And I'd like to apologize
I do,
for the
yes.
first
This is
segment
Jeff's hat.
where we gave you nothing.
That's
if you're
not
a big
true.
Ranger fan.
I gave you a
and
whole
we
history of the
offered
Boone
you
family.
Literally zero insight. But since it's this day at All
It's
City,
Musical Chairs
it's
Day.
Musical Chairs Day. We all got put on different shows, and so I just booked guests to try to get somebody who knows what the hell's actually happening.
And we got
So-
KG.
and we got KG. So I would like to introduce Mike Bacsik, former Texas Ranger and current, what are the words? Color analyst of your Rangers broadcasts.
On
Hi,
the-
Mike Bacsik.
Hey, what's up, Jeff, Kevin, and the 2 other people?
Hey, what's up with the Rangers? How are they, man? They good or what?
Well, I was watching y'all's show, and you guys have broken down slugging percentage.
Yep.
When the Rangers made the playoffs. Let's see, what else?
The
Evan
trade.
Carter, I think once Jeff pulled out his Evan Carter card, then I pulled out my computer to call you guys.
I gave him a whole rundown of the Boone family tree and like them being one of the first families of baseball. They're not like the Bacsik family, but just a whole rundown of the Boone family tree of baseball.
Yeah.
So the major question is, what's up with the Rangers?
Yeah, tell us about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to do an interview like I feel like you would do an interview, which is just
All right.
all give up questions. What's
Yeah,
the
this
deal
would be
with the
like
Rangers?
This would be like me doing stars. So the stars are really good, but I'll have I guess this is where my ego comes in here. I was watching the NHL finals last night.
It's called
And-
the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And it's final
And
singular.
He might as well have said
It is.
championship
Which is
weird.
games. That's what you might.
Yeah.
You might as well said championship games.
And so I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, this is how normal people watch all sports. Like, I'm just watching, and I'm like, oh, they're skating good, and they're hitting the puck, and it's fun. Like, I know that they're great, and they're unbelievable at their sport, but I can't break down anything. And I'm like, it reminds me, to be honest, on my job, that's how most people are watching baseball games. They're like, I enjoy baseball. You'll have different variances of the education of watching the game, and they understand there's 3 outs and 4 balls and 3 strikes. And so I understand offsides, and, I kind of get slashing and stuff like that and penalties, but it's like, I don't know why this guy's good or what he's good at or why. And So it just kind of reminded me of watching the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, the
That's
Stanley
right.
Cup.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Whoever Stanley is.
Well, he was
They
the guy.
already-
Sam, who was Stanley?
He came-
Lord Stanley.
Lord Stanley.
Yeah, he came up with cups. And so when hockey decided they wanted to give out a cup, they shouted out Stanley, the cups that you buy at the store, the good ones.
Yeah.
Did you see they already dented the
Yeah,
Stanley
they broke.
Cup?
Oh, they fully broke it.
Oh, they broke it.
Yeah,
They broke the Stanley
They
Cup.
already
almost
broke
as
the
bad
Stanley
as
Cup.
Craig Ludwig's 1999
Throwing it off the
Dallas
roof?
Stars team off
Wow.
the balcony.
That's
Off the balcony?
outstanding.
They broke it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Mike, I'm a firm believer that the reason that you're awesome at your job is that because you're better than people who just talk about baseball because you're a whole ass psycho. And like, but I mean that in like a fun way. Where
Yeah.
I don't know, you watch a lot of sports, and I feel like your announcers, if they're dry or if they are too deep into the game, like you're talking about, like you know that you're talking to everybody. You're not talking to somebody who knows everybody's OPS and what somebody's doing against lefties, and you can talk about that, but you're also just a goofy, wild person, and that's why I think that you're wonderful at your job.
Yeah, and thank you. And I think that Dave Raymond does a great job of getting the most out of me. And I had a lot of fun with Jared Sandler. That's weird that Jared and I got to do a whole series together, which was really fun. And as he was my intern when I was the producer of the Norm Hitchcock show when we were a lot younger. But let me get to your question, and I will answer what's up with the Rangers.
What's up with the Rangers?
They struggle to hit, which is pretty
Part of the game.
crazy.
It's part of
It
the game.
would. What's that?
That's part of the game. You're going to want
It's
to be
an
able. You
important
need to
piece of the
hit.
puzzle.
I'm trying to put it. Okay, Jeff, what are the Cowboys going to be good at this year?
Not running the ball.
Coming up
Probably
short.
Probably passing the ball.
All right, so you're assuming, and I'm not saying that's the wrong assumption. You're assuming like if there's one thing I can count on the Cowboys in 2025 would be they're going to be able to throw the ball. They're going to be able to move the ball around in the air. And there's going to be some other things I'm worried about, like the running game or maybe the cornerback
Run defense
situation
or
or
the pass
something like
defense.
that. But that's what the Rangers, we weren't worried about the offense going into the season. We're like, it's going to be a good offense. We're worried about the health of the starting pitching. The bullpen was a bunch of random guys thrown together with not a lot of money and said, here it is, Boch. And Boch was like, before the season and before spring training, he's like, I pretty much know nobody in my bullpen, have no clue what they can do, and I'm going to try my best to figure it out in spring training and early on in the season. And then that's been good. Pitching has been great. And the thing we thought would be the consistent or the part that could carry this team would be offense. And it's one of the worst offenses in baseball. And it's not the worst, but it's in the bottom 5 teams in baseball in offense. So that's what's going on. They can pitch, they can play defense, and they struggle to hit. And that's where all the money is.
Mike, this team is second in ERA in baseball at 3.15. But at the
Wow.
same time, I know, right?
Top of
He
your
took
head.
my,
Yeah.
he
Top
took
of your
my
head.
question.
Top of your head.
Yeah, exactly.
We have to ask questions.
How concerned are you that this starting staff is as taxed as it is, having to wait on this offense to start to come around? I mean, it is with Evan Carter, Marcus Semien guys are starting to turn it around. But how concerned are you as we get toward into July and the rest of the year that this starting staff is going to be as taxed as they tried to keep up with during the first half of the year?
Yeah, very concerned because this is the only reason they're 500. They should be the Baltimore Orioles if the pitching wasn't doing what they were doing. And if you don't know, the Baltimore Orioles, they were supposed to be a playoff contender. They've made the playoffs the last 2 years, and they have gotten off to a horrible start and are not going to recover because of the horrible start. And Jacob deGrom has an innings limit. Tyler Mahle is now hurt, and he's been hurt quite a bit in his career recently. And he also has an innings limit. So in a weird way, I guess the injury could help out his innings limit because he's not going to pitch for a while. We know Nathan Eovaldi's awesome, but we also know that he has to miss starts during the season. His body cannot kind of give you that 30-plus start season that you need. So he's missing starts right now. And then you have the unknowns, which I do like their talent, but I can't rely on them or count on them every fifth day to be good to great, is Leiter and Rocker. they've shown at times to be very good pitchers who could be great down the road. So I don't think this pitching staff can carry this team the rest of the way. And at best, even if they kept doing what they're doing, they're going to win 80 to maybe 85 games, and that won't make the playoffs. Their hitting has to come around, or they're going to lose close to 90 games.
So do you think that they need to invest more into Leiter and Rocker, or like kind of move on from that?
No, they were the number 2 and number 3 overall pick.
Right.
They're called the Vandy Boys. So they have to find a way to develop their own for financial reasons, because they're up against the, I call it luxury tax. I know it's another word, but apron. They're up against an apron, and they cannot go over it and will not go over it no matter what, because this would be the 3rd year of going over it, and the penalties are very harsh. There's draft penalties. There's international spending penalties. There you get taxed more on going over. So they really can't get rid of young players that are on small contracts. I wouldn't be surprised if they moved guys that you're like, wait a second, you guys are considering trading Tyler Mahle. He's having an all-star year. You guys are considering trading John Gray. He just came back from injury. You guys are considering trading somebody who's making $6 or $7 million here and there. And it's like, yeah, because if we're going to add anything, it's really tough. They're going to have to subtract something to add something. And usually you don't get better in baseball doing that.
Mike, I have a dumb question, which is my favorite kind of question. Is hitting contagious, and how important is it having badasses in front or behind you in a lineup? Because what I wonder about is Wyatt Langford, who I still think that he's going to be a stud, but with the way that he is playing right now, with an OPS that is slightly below league average, batting .230, is he on the trajectory that you hope that he needs to be on, or like what is his current and future outlook in your eyes?
I still like him for the future, but I thought he'd have a better year this year. So you are almost halfway through the season, and to me, he's not reaching expectations this year, almost like every hitter. The only hitter that's maybe reaching expectations or exceeding is Josh Smith. That's literally – and last year he was the only guy who met – and really he exceeded expectations last year. For Wyatt Langford, they say this. I've got to know the analytic people a little bit better traveling with the team, and it's something I want to understand more because it's so prevalent in the game. I still think they rely on it too much, and I think all sports, obviously baseball, I think is coming back to the mean. That's why Brett Boone was hired. They're like, we actually need to have somebody who's actually hitting the major leagues to explain how to hit in the major leagues, right? And so they say, analytic people say, it doesn't matter who hits behind you or who hits in front of you.
Oh, wow.
But I understand where they're coming from. I understand the stats that they're coming from. But I look at it this way. If I'm on the mound as a major leaguer, and I got to do that a few times, and I give up 2 ground ball hits, okay, they weren't hit very hard. I thought I made a pretty good pitch, but those 2 guys are on base. I have first and third and nobody out. I don't have a sense of confidence on the mound that I'm getting these guys out. Even though they haven't made good contact, they've both made it on base. Now, analytic people would tell you, you've done an awesome job. You have done great. They haven't hit the ball well, but there's first and third and nobody out. Now, if I give up a line drive to center field, but it's caught, and then a rocket to my first baseman and it's caught, they're like, you're pitching really bad. And I understand you don't want to just live off of results, but you know what I'm feeling? I got 2 outs and nobody on. So my confidence is growing a little bit. So where I'm getting on this is I get confused on analytics and then the human nature of sports and how there's no correlation at all. And that's always the big disconnect in all sports, whether it's football, basketball, hockey. There's a big disconnect on those, and they're both valuable, but where's my guy's confidence at? For Wyatt Langford, it doesn't matter that he hits at 110 and he hits it right to the left fielder, and the analytic department says, that was awesome. You know what he's doing? He's sitting his butt on the bench because he didn't get on base. And that's not making him feel good. And when he hits a little blooper over the second baseman's head, he knows he got jammed, but he knows he's on first base and he's contributing to the team possibly scoring a run. So I think these guys right now, the contagious part, they need to get on base somehow, some way. But it's really weird because they're told, just like in any job, if you're told to do this and not do that, it's really tough for the brain to go, but I just want to get on base. But they're telling you getting on base in certain ways is bad.
That's weird. Sam, I know you looked up burning questions for the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
You're just going to have to save it for the
I'll
next
save it.
guest.
Oh, wow.
I didn't get any good ones.
Tell
'cause we
Dave
gotta-
Raymond I said hi. He's one of my favorite humans in the world.
And tell
love you,
Jared
Mikey.
Sandler I love him.
This was excellent, Mike. Thank you. Very
Very
All right,
informative.
I'll
I
try
know
my
everything.
best.
I know everything I need to know now.
Oh, that is the most important question. Did you try your best?
I did. I tried my best.
That's all that
You were
matters.
excellent,
and
Mike.
Did you
you're
have fun?
great.
Thanks, Mike.
It's good to see you.
Bye.
Thank
All right.
you.
Bye, you guys.
All right, we
See
go
ya.
from one baseball Mike to another as the old gray wolf Mike Rhyner is going to join us next on the DLLS Rangers podcast.
Rangers.
You're nailing it.
Let me see what ads we got.
Okay, you're not nailing it.
We got
supposed to be reading
Mando.
it?
We
Oh.
got Mando in the building.
Hit that. Hit that.
Do you guys know that Mando is a men's deodorant brand that's hyper-focused on keeping every aspect of a man's body smelling fresh and clean? All of it. Mando overtly calls out more colorful parts of men's bodies, such as the pits, the belly buttons, the balls, the butt cracks, the grundles, and more. Their scents are geared towards men with options like bourbon leather, clover woods, Mount Fuji, and Pro. Don't you want your junk to smell like Mount Fuji?
Greg Ludwig does.
It's a whole
He
body
sure does.
deodorant created by
Sure
a
does.
doctor who saw firsthand how normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. You got to have the right stuff for your taint.
Yep.
And that's what our friends at Mando take care of you with. And as a special offer for our listeners, new customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That's over 40% off your starter pack. Use the code DLLS at shopmando.com.
Well done.
No one wants stinky
Thanks.
balls.
Well done. I'm
All
going
right.
to talk about Saturday Neon.
Okay.
If you want to play baseball,
Okay.
you need the 3 R's.
Yep.
Readiness, recuperation, and conditioning.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
If you want neon signs, you
Wow.
need Saturday Neon.
That's a
Started
bar,
by two
Sam. That
college
was good.
friends and buddies, Saturday Neon makes officially licensed collegiate logo LED neon signs, perfect for your home, office, dorm room, fan cave, or bar. Check out their new Essentials collection featuring almost 50 of the biggest schools across the country and counting for only $75. And they have some local ones for us, a little local flavor. Texas, Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State
that's
signs
nice.
at your whatever word I was trying to say there.
Mo,
Yeah.
get it
Unlike
together.
traditional neon, these LED signs won't break or shatter, but they still give you that classic uniform glow you know and love. Head over to SaturdayNeon.com and use code DLS for 10% off your favorite sign, as you heard here on the DLLS Rangers podcast.
Mo, we got no compunction
Mo-
with blocking folks. Get it
Gotta
together.
get it together, my
Mo's
guy.
not getting blocked.
Everybody
not
get
today.
No,
blocked?
he's not.
I
Is
can
everybody
feel
getting
it.
blocked today?
It's the DLLS Rangers podcast on Musical Chairs Day, and you got bad luck if you're a Ranger fan and you were looking for real insight
You're
for your
stuck
team.
with us.
That's why we booked some guests.
I don't know.
We're here to fart around, and then Bacsik showed up, and now I'd like to introduce you to the baseball man of record, my baseball Jesus, the man who says that baseball is a talking sport, the great and powerful Mike Rhyner is joining the show.
Heck yeah.
Hey,
What's
Mikey.
up?
What up, Mike?
Baseball.
Hi, boys. And
Baseball,
lady, I
baseball.
didn't know we were going
That's
to be
my
doing
name.
a lot
I like
bunch of
baseball.
tank talk in front of a
Baseball.
lady.
Baseball.
I don't think you could hear it, but we just played your baseball song, Mike.
I heard it. I did
Okay.
I don't think you heard me saying I didn't know we were going to get into a bunch of tank talk in front of a lady.
Well, it was in a commercial break, and so you have to do what you know this. You have to do what the sponsor wants done.
That's right.
If those are the
That's right.
copy points, those are the copy points.
We didn't make her
And if
read
they
it.
want tank talk, they get tank talk.
That's right. That's
Those
right.
are the rules of the road.
Taint.
Hi, Kevin Gray.
Mike Rhyner, it's good to see you. And I have to tell this story real quick because I knew I arrived in this business when Mike Rhyner pulled me aside one day. He said, Kevin Gray, you're doing a damn good job, and I like what you're doing. my career was made right there. So I had to make sure next time I haven't seen you in quite some time, but you pulling me aside and telling me that made my career, because getting the Mike Rhyner rub is not an easy feat in this business, and I appreciate you for that.
And I'll say it now. You are doing a damn good job. I've never known you not to.
I appreciate that, man.
Sweet.
What about when we tell you that?
It don't hit the same.
It's not the same level.
It don't hit the same when it's not coming from Mike. No, but I appreciate your
I got you.
for sure.
Mike, I'm going to ask you a pressing and really tough Rangers question.
Let's do it.
What's the deal with the Rangers?
This has been the most man bites dog baseball experience I think I have ever had. I've almost never gone into a season where everything I thought to be true and everything there was any way it could be true is true, and it's a whole lot more than just true. I mean, the whole script has been flipped, and it's freaky, man. It's freaky. This team can pitch, they can't hit. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah, and that's I got to get back in on it just in case they want me to after this show that I'm putting on. I think they're going to want me to do more
I don't think they'll
Rangers.
ever ask you back.
I think they're going to want me to do the Rangers show more often, and so I'm just really trying to lock in.
They should have you do the Rangers show more often.
Yeah.
Well, when I work,
especially due to the fact that you haven't watched a game this year.
I have watched parts of a couple.
You knew that they lost to KC.
I didn't know who they played,
You knew
but
they
I
lost.
looked up that they lost last night. But before that, they swept somebody, and that's fun.
That's right.
That's really fun. And so
The White Sox.
all I'm doing is just hoping that Evan Carter
not
does a
good
good
at it.
job,
No.
so that the value of my rookie card goes up. That's what I'm hoping for,
He's
Mike.
killing it. He's killing it. He's made a big difference in this thing.
Do you think they can turn it around?
Yeah, Mike.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
wow. I love the uber positive of Evan Carter's balling to the Rangers actually
No.
cannot turn this
Season
thing
is
around
over.
at all.
I think the problems with this thing are deep enough to where if they could turn it around, we would know it by now. We would have seen some sign of it.
I would
But for whatever reason, this team just can't hit.
But you had, like, when we went to that one random charity event that I forgot what it was, you had, no, that was Mike Maddox, wasn't it? Who gave you, was it Mike Maddox?
Wow.
No, it was Reiner, but I mean, I don't remember if it was Mike Maddox. I thought you met Boach at some point. Like, you're supposed to be a Boach believer. You're supposed to believe that man can do anything.
I am a Boach believer, but this is too much for him. I promise you, at no time in Bruce Bochy's career has he ever had a situation where a whole side of the team cratered like they're doing right now.
Yeah.
So let me ask a follow-up question to that,
The crazy
Jeff.
thing about it is, what do we say about the Rangers? What has been the Rangers, the mantra about the Rangers for years and years and years?
Mash the ball, try to get to the playoffs, and get swept by the Yankees.
Well, it's been that for sure. That's been the script. But the mantra is, when are they going to spend some money and get some pitching in here?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they spent some money. They got some pitching in here, and that pitching is doing great.
But they can't hit.
But they're scoring one run a game.
So let me ask you, Mike, because this is an excellent segue to my question. The Texas Rangers played the Minnesota Twins. That's Minnesota, right?
Yes.
It's
You like
Minnesota.
that? You like that? So
I like that.
they score, if I'm reading this correctly, something like 34, 36 runs in two of those games. How does a baseball team, this is a real question, try not to laugh at me. How does a baseball team that can't hit score that many runs in a couple games? How do you get those random outbursts from a team like that?
Because there are 162 of these things.
It's a lot of games.
They all count. And over the course of that 162, you're going to have situations where things just turn completely around. And those games were one of those times, or two of those times.
Mike, who's your favorite Texas Ranger of all time?
My favorite Texas Ranger of all time? Probably Buddy Bell would be in that conversation.
Oh, well, in the conversation, come on, who else is in there? I believe you are the Ranger fan of record. As the man who birthed the sports radio here, you are the most notable Ranger fan in the history of the world, which is pretty damn cool. And so whoever you have in the conversation are the ones in the conversation.
Well, they've had a lot of really, really good players, really, really fun to watch players who were just incredibly talented, players who weren't so talented but just grinded like hell out there. And it's been, I mean, they've had some of just about every kind of player you can imagine through here. But Buddy Bell was one of those that not only was really good and very talented, he gave a damn. I mean, when the team would lose, he would go into the room to interview him after the game, and Buddy Bell would be sitting there smoking a cigarette, looking at the box score, and you could tell he was just, that this was just killing him, that he just couldn't stand losing. And he'd look around and see guys that didn't care so much, and that bothered him too. Buddy Bell gave a damn, and that's one of the reasons why he's one of the ones that comes immediately to mind when you ask that question.
Mike, I want to go back to the pitching staff for this year. Obviously, you said they invested a lot into it, and they're obviously doing very well this year. Where do you think this ranks in like top, just in Rangers history, like the pitching staff?
I've never seen it better. I have never seen it better than it is right now. They have up front Jacob deGrom. And I don't know how often you guys have watched Jacob deGrom do his thing this year, but it is marvelous. It is breathtaking. It's something that even if you're a casual baseball fan, you see Jacob deGrom out there and watch what he's doing, and you just know you are seeing something that is a cut above what everybody else is doing out there. I mean, when the catcher gives him the sign, puts up the mitt, the pitch comes in, the mitt does not move. He hits it every time without exception. Now, occasionally he'll give up a home run because these guys can hit, but man, Jacob deGrom is just something to watch.
If someone were to be dropped on this planet for the very first time, how would you describe the experience of being a Texas Rangers fan and what it means?
The overall lifetime experience of being a Rangers fan. Let's just say there have been a few ups and downs. There have been a few crashes and burns. There have been some high highs. And let's not forget, they did provide me with the greatest moment of my sports life just a couple of years ago when they won the World Series.
Yeah.
And now I will never ask for nothing else again. I've had all I want to see. I live in a city where all 4 professional teams have won a championship, and I'm good with that. I won't ask for anything more, but if the Rangers did wish to gift me another one, I certainly would not turn away from that. And it goes for the same for the other 3 as well.
Mike, do you remember that we were working together when the Rangers won the World Series and that I had to get a tattoo on my butt?
I do remember that, Jeffrey. I do remember that. That was first of all, it was a wonderful experience working with you. And it was also a wonderful experience for you having to get a tattoo on your butt. And it made me admire you into perpetuity, the fact that you actually did it. And you didn't try to weasel out of it or anything. There wasn't any kind of bargaining or anything like that. You just did it.
I mean, that's what you got to do. Before we let you go, Mike, and I mean, if you tell me I'm allowed to, I will absolutely show my butt tattoo on the show.
You can show
butt cheeks, my content.
not on the show. You can show Sam off camera.
Oh, yeah.
To get Sam's reaction if you want.
Wait till we get home, and then you can show me.
Mike, why
wow.
is baseball the
I've
greatest
seen it.
sport in all the land?
Because baseball reflects life. Life has its ups and downs. Life is a long-term, day-to-day thing. So is baseball. It is long-term. It is day-to-day. It's played out over the course of 6 months. And in that 6 months, everybody has their ups. Everybody has their downs. It reflects life, Jeffrey.
Mike, tell everybody about your badass podcast because you're here and you might as well plug your stuff. You know what I mean?
Well, I would appreciate the opportunity to do that. But yes, I have a podcast called Your Dark Companion. Jeff has been on it.
Yeah,
And by
I'm
the
ready
way,
again.
When are you going to training camp?
I'm going to training camp. I have flights booked, but I don't remember. But I'll be out there the last week, I think. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me know when you're going because I want to get you on before then where I can find out exactly what you're looking for.
Done.
There.
Done.
What you're looking at.
Done.
Okay. All right, we will
Shameless
do
plug.
that.
My dad does the Spanish one for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Victor does the Spanish podcast for you.
Oh, Victor's your dad?
Yeah.
Why did it take you 15 minutes to say that?
That's amazing.
I love Victor. Victor is
And
an
he loves
awesome
you.
guy.
Yes. Yeah, Victor's my dad.
Oh man, that is
Wow.
so cool. That
Mike,
is-
So I had to plug the network here.
well, I appreciate that.
Yes.
Mike, thank you for joining us. I love you. And we got to go because we're going to talk about hot dogs.
All right, Jeffrey, I love you too. Kevin Gray, I love you.
Love you, Mike. Good to see you.
The other guys there. The
Mike,
lady
it's great to meet you.
who I was not introduced
Victor's
to.
daughter, yes.
Probably.
Very nice
Uh,
to meet you.
Hi, Mike.
Thank you for having me, and I'll come back on anytime you want me.
Yes,
For
please.
anything.
Oh.
It's a whole week.
Heck
deal.
yeah, let's do it.
Deal. All right.
So sweet.
Shout out to Mike.
It's the DLLS Rangers Podcast. And coming up next, is it the hot dog
Or is it the
or
bun?
is it the bun?
That's right.
Finally.
We've been waiting for this.
Now, in this break, what are we talking about? Vegas?
Die
Or-
Hard.
Die
Vegas.
Hard.
Let's go to
Big
Vegas.
Brothers,
You're
Big
going to Vegas.
Sisters.
Big brother, big
Talk about
sister.
Yeah, I'm going to Vegas.
Spirit Week.
I'm
When
going-
when are you going to
I didn't even
Vegas?
go to Winnipeg.
November 15th
That's
to
just amazing.
18th.
That's right.
No.
The DLLS
Okay.
Cowboys
Made it.
podcast is going to Vegas, and we would like you to join us. And you can do that by going to alldlls.com/events and go ahead and get up in there. We're
Is
gonna
it all
do-
inclusive?
It's all
It
inclusive.
is.
Just
You
don't
should have
ask follow-ups to that. 'cause
Right,
I
exactly.
don't know the
I
answer.
feel like we should have like a radio jazz show. Like coming up next on the, doesn't that what he sounds like?
Are you going ASMR right now? What the hell
That's
are
what
you
it sounds
doing?
like. What he talks.
Coming up now.
Coming up next.
Oh,
on
wow.
the-
Style
on the
of punching in the
DLLS
face.
Jazz podcast.
Are you telling me that I'm radio voicing this thing?
Yeah.
A little bit.
You're
Son of a bitch. Sign up to be a diehard.
And you
There's-
know how you get 20% off the Vegas trip.
Sign up
Mm.
to be a
There
diehard.
you go.
That's right.
Be a diehard. And
Yeah.
You get 20% off a lot of things.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
right.
You get 20%
Yeah.
off all
Merch.
events.
Merch,
Yeah.
events.
You
You
get
get
a free
no
t-shirt.
ads when you're reading, when you're trying to scroll quickly through my articles.
Yep, yep.
We
And
don't
you
What
get-
are you
scroll quickly through
writing?
your articles.
What do you?
Who
what
do
have
you
been
cover,
writing?
Sam?
What
I
you
cover
writing
the
about?
Dallas Stars.
Tell
They're-
us about
they're
yourself.
done. What
They're
do you do
another
now?
team that consistently comes up short.
Oh,
Who's gonna be the next head coach, Sam? You know?
I think Steve Ott should be the next head coach, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's going to be
Oh.
Glenn Gulletson, power play
Oh.
coach for the Edmonton Oilers, who just lost in the Stanley Cup final
Oh
last night.
wow.
what
And
if,
now they have permission to talk to him.
is there any coaches that used to be in the NHL and fight a lot? Because I want that to be my coach.
Steve Ott.
Okay,
He was a Stars
Nice.
player who fought all the time. So
Oh,
it's
he should
perfect.
absolutely
It's a
be the
perfect
coach.
balance.
Dude,
Perfect balance.
hire Steve Ott and,
Toughness is some grit.
and sign up to be a
Be a
diehard.
diehard as well.
That's
and
right.
then start the campaign for Steve Ott and get a
There
free
you go.
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yep.
It all starts with that QR code on your screen or at alldlls.com.
There it is.
I know.
It's the DLLS Rangers podcast. Do you
Did
guys?
Bobby just dip on our podcast?
I guess.
Yeah, Bobby, this
Bobby!
is BS.
Bobby, we need you.
What the shit?
Wow.
I heard other people cuss on the show.
It wasn't-
I heard other people cuss on the show.
He was facing away from the microphone. Nobody heard it.
Does that even? Oh,
I heard other
jeez.
people cuss
Nobody
on the
Your
show.
boss
today.
is literally sitting two
When
chairs
you
down
upload
from you.
this, make sure you hit explicit. Okay.
Oh, I just changed the whole description.
The complete description of the show.
Oh, ain't that a...
Jeez. Don't do it again.
I did the 9 hot dogs in 9 innings challenge on a $1 dog night. That's psychopath behavior.
Dollar dog night just sounds.
You'll love
sketch.
this. You know who's back in the hot dog eating contest?
Joey.
Joey's back.
He is?
Yes,
No
he's
way.
back.
Let's go.
Joey Chestnut
I'm
is
not
back.
impressed with Joey Chestnut.
You're not impressed?
I'm not impressed with Joey Chestnut.
There's only one that thing like
So is it the hot dog
15
or is
times.
it the bun then?
Well,
that
it's,
you're not impressed with?
it's the hot dog.
It's the
the
hot dog.
water that you dip it in.
That's so
Cowboy-
gross.
yeah,
Cowboy
Wild
Show
card.
spent all the S budget.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I heard.
Yeah.
I heard.
Are you
Ludge.
kidding me? Do you know who's on the show with me?
Ludge hit it like 7 times.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what inspired me today to drop
Craig!
one.
Yeah, Ludge is-
yeah.
Oh my god.
Ludge is
I'm
out
like
of
to talk
control.
to him tomorrow.
I'm like, how come
Jeremy,
I
let me
gotta
tell you
listen?
something, my guy. Snitches get stitches.
No.
I'm
Jeremy's one of my favorites.
just playing. I'm
Yeah,
just
that was
playing.
me lashing
And
out.
he
Actually.
always does snitch. And he shout out Jeremy.
So Katya's our boss, and she told me like we can't. I used to pretend we had one per week, and
Well,
it was a
because
fun bit.
Botch would ask for one, so he's like, "Can I use
He
mine?"
did like ask
Yeah.
for
Can I
one.
ask
Yeah.
for one?
And then I was told we're not allowed to cuss anymore, and I listened because she's our boss and I'm a good employee. But
That's
then I
right.
check out the other shows.
No,
and
we
there's
don't
just
let.
stuff
No,
flying.
whoa. We don't
They were
let
flying.
Craig. Y'all let Craig cuss like that?
No, we don't let
Okay.
Craig do anything.
No.
We
Who's gonna
rarely let him on
What did
set.
this turn into a meeting like in the middle of the show?
This is an internal
Like
meeting.
exactly. This is so inside
Who's
baseball
gonna
right now.
stop Craig Ludwig?
I have a real baseball.
Nobody.
Can I ask you
You
a real
gonna fight
baseball
him?
question?
You gonna
Who
fight?
knows baseball the best here? For real. You watch baseball? Consistently.
Ryan
I don't-
knows baseball
not-
the best.
All right.
Not consistently.
Ryan, the Rangers are 1 game under 500. Yet they are only 1.5 games back of the wild card. Is that normally the case? Like, or is the AL just horrible? We sit around the 550, 600. Okay, I was just curious. I
The
feel
people
like
didn't hear a
You
word
can
what he
make the
said.
playoffs a lot of years at what?
I'm so-
87?
Okay.
He said
all right.
87, 85.
Good to know.
Yeah.
500, you'd be-
85, 87.
If you get at least
Second to
90
last in the
wins, you're
NHL.
in the money.
All right.
If you get 90 wins, you're in the money.
You're saying
good to know.
hockey teams are
Yeah.
better than baseball teams?
No, just the way it works. I guess. Well, you play 162 games. So you
Yeah.
probably-
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the sports with all of the games is real weird to
Yeah.
me because I'm like, yeah, if you go 15-2 in football, like you're balling, and then I'll check all the other sports, and I'm like, what do you mean you only have to win 60% of your games
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
dominating?
Yeah, you lose 40 games.
Like that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, in basketball, like what would you say, a 50-win season?
50 to 52 wins usually get you in the money. Yeah. Yeah.
What's your guys' favorite ballpark food?
Okay, I have a list.
Ooh.
A list.
I mean, I
Do we
have
do
a
free
list.
advertising?
Because I think it only needs hot dog on it.
If you give us the list, should we give a 1 through 10?
I'm just going to
How
name my
we
Y'all
rate
can
rating.
I mean, I can tell you what's on the list, and then we can just kind of
Yeah,
go
we
from
can.
there.
Okay.
We'll discuss.
there's-
We're going to have to go overtime here.
Oh, wow. Are we?
I have never done a show that's gone to overtime.
The
at
Rangers,
this network.
Rangers one.
Starting today.
The Rangers one has to.
All right, real quick.
All right, let's do
Okay.
it.
Ice cream, French fries, Cracker Jacks, burgers, pretzels,
Man.
pizza,
Burgers.
Man.
What?
Man.
popcorn, peanuts, hot dog,
Cracker Jacks.
chicken tendies,
Those are just food.
beer,
Okay, see, that's just everything
That's just general
at
food.
a
candy.
place.
nachos.
Or everything in just
Is the
refrigerator
ice cream
right now.
in the bed?
It's in
Is
a,
the
it's
ice
in
cream
a little,
in a batting
it's-
helmet?
Yeah, it's
All
I
right,
used to
then
get
that's
the
a
lemon
10.
chill at Hurricane Harbor when it was wet and wild. I would get the lemon chills.
If I
Oh,
get
yeah, those
if I
are
get Dippin'
fire.
Dots at the Yankees game,
Okay.
Yankee game, I think.
Don't
is how
talk
they
about
say
the
it.
Yankees
Why are
on a
you talking about
Rangers.
Yankee
I'm
games
on
on
a
the
Rangers
Rangers
show.
From New Jersey.
What does that have?
There's Yankee fans on here. I see them.
There's one.
My
and
man Mo.
We don't
Mo.
like
Mo.
him.
Yeah.
My
We
bad.
hate
My
Mo.
bad. Well, I didn't like the Yankees. I just went to their games. But if
Oh.
if I get Dippin' Dots
Mo's a menace.
and it doesn't
Right.
come in the helmet, I'm sending it back.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
I'm throwing
Oh,
it on the
wow.
field.
Not you
Yeah.
throwing it away.
I like to get the mini helmet and,
You need
then,
a mini
and then
helmet.
wear it around.
Yeah,
You
it's
do?
it's $21 or whatever,
Yeah.
but it's worth it. I know you're buying it. You're getting 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. I'm a wealthy housewife. There's
I'm
You
nothing,
not gonna-
are.
there's nothing more fun to me than burning money.
That's Pilates.
Boy, I love
You
it.
do that on a regular. That is true.
I'm gonna set up my gymnastics mat when I get home.
Oh my
I'm
gosh,
gonna
with
open
your
my
sword in your
kayak.
You're gonna
hand.
open it.
I'm gonna open
You
my
gotta open
kayak
it
that I've had
first.
for 4 months here pretty
Jeez.
soon.
So you have
you're
a kayak?
You got 2-seater.
I have a kayak. Yeah, I got 2-seater inflatable.
His 1-seater wasn't big enough.
So I gave it away to a
So
guy that
give
was
it away.
fishing. He was very grateful, and then I bought the 2-seater, but I haven't opened it yet.
So you're buying things just to give it away for other people?
Yeah,
Maybe
Just
that's
buy
generous.
things.
That's
to
the mark
feel
of a
something.
You should
Man
start a
of the Lord.
podcast where you just buy random stuff and you go like find people on the street and just start giving it to them.
Yes. Jeff on the street.
it sounds like
Yeah.
Yep.
Jeff buys.
sounds like too much effort. Yeah, so all of those, like all those foods are fine, but that's basically like all of the main options at an arena. And I don't believe that you're allowed to rank it that way.
Chicken
Like,
parm.
you have to have passion about something.
Yeah.
And I have passion about the hot dog.
Is it the hot dog or the bun?
What do you
dog?
put on the hot dog?
Okay, see, I don't like when people ask me that.
I feel like
variety
you've answered
or
this
Wait, what?
before.
Well,
what's on the hot dog?
it exposes that I have to tell people
Oh no.
That you eat
Mustard
like
is
a 5-year-old.
disgusting.
You
yeah.
put mayo on it. Don't
relish
No,
is
that's
bad,
Joe.
mayo's bad, all these things
Who
are
put
bad.
who puts mayo on a hot dog
Joseph
anyway?
Hoyt.
Joe Hoyt puts mayo on a hot dog.
I will.
I think
Yeah.
That's
you can put
geez.
ketchup on a hot dog and that's fine.
There you go.
So you just eat them.
But
There
the
you go.
Dry?
preferred way, I will raw.
No.
I was just gonna say.
I was
gonna
thinking
say
that
the
too.
exact
Do not.
same-
No.
I was thinking
No.
the same thing.
There's not enough
I was about
explicits
to
to put
ask
on
it
this
that way, and I
podcast,
stopped
Especially
myself.
because
For
the
today.
dog name is
I
too
will
perfect.
raw hot dog.
Nice.
I
Nice.
can't stand
I'll
you.
dry that thing down.
Are you a glizzy person? Are you a glizzy guy?
I don't know. I thought that was just a word for hot dog.
What's
But the
wait,
best,
what is
the
difference?
best, the
There's a
best way to hot
difference?
dog is to chili cheese it. That's the
Oh.
best way to.
I
dog.
do agree with that.
That's a sloppy hot dog at a baseball game.
Right, in a
I agree
baseball
with
game,
that.
you may not do that.
Oh.
See, here's mayo guy.
There he is with
Here's
the
mayo on a hot dog.
Joe, that is a terrorist move, putting
There's
mayo on a hot
nothing
dog.
wrong with mayo on hot dogs. Why don't you knock it or don't knock it before you try it?
All right.
Mayo's disgusting.
How did you even discover
It's a
that?
bad condiment.
Interest? Injury?
Oh, so you were bored and you decided to
Some
put
are
mayo?
born fans of mayo.
I mean, I'd prefer mayo than just raw hot dog in it.
Yeah.
See you guys in the Star Show soon.
Technically, that's not
Is he on
saying
a Star
it.
Show?
That's not saying it.
Joe's gonna talk about the Dallas
If
Stars.
any of us are back tomorrow, that's because we didn't lose our jobs
Yeah.
today. Okay.
I think baseball is 10% better because it is so associated with hot dogs.
Yeah, that's fair.
And and like in everyday life, it's pretty rare. Like you may have a grill, you may grill out and have some hot dogs, but for
Yeah.
the most part, you're not eating
Yeah,
hot
4th
dogs.
of July maybe.
No.
But you get out to a ball game, smash it.
If you could,
especially if it's like dollar hot dog night.
you could send me out
That's
there to
amazing.
a nice grass field on a 70-degree day and just have like some noises going on. I don't need the baseball game part.
you just need noise and a hot dog.
send me
Noises?
somewhere
Got you.
and then have the hot dog.
in a field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can
Globe
have
Life Field is spoiled.
some people
me,
can
though,
be throwing a
'cause
ball around or something, but
brisket nachos from Hurtado.
I don't
has
need
spoiled
the
me.
I don't need the
It's
the
so
game
good.
itself.
Oh my
I went to an
gosh.
All-Star game at Yankee Stadium once, and the game finished 1-0.
A lot of Yankee Stadium. talk.
All-Star.
Yeah, a lot of
All
Yankee
stars.
talk
Was
on
Michael
this
Young in that
Rangers
game,
podcast.
I don't
the
know.
2005 AL batting champion.
Nobody's
That's right.
bat.
Did he
Nobody's
sign that
bat.
for you?
And
Oh,
your
yeah,
best friend, Michael Young.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Jeff, my dude, Michael Young 10.
Oh my gosh.
You didn't know Jeff and Michael Young were best friends?
Michael Young was my favorite baseball player of all time. And when I was doing sports radio, like I was a huge Ranger fan, and baseball was my favorite sport for a long time. I've recently petered out, and like I talk about the Cowboys, and so I've really just listened to audiobooks and listen to Spotify a lot of the time.
I do too.
I need to get back in. But yeah, because before I'd ever met him or talked to him, he was my favorite baseball player. And so then our friends, Ben and Skin, were kind of friends with him. And so we're able to get him on the show, and I made it even more intentionally awkward with him. And I think he liked that. Like my question was something along the lines of, Michael, I just want you to know that
love
like
you.
you're the best baseball player ever, but I also think you're an incredible person. I'm sure you're a perfect husband, and I was wondering if we could ever have a catch. And like that was my first question to
Can
him.
we have a catch?
But eventually I found my way to having his phone number, and then they had his bobbleheads, and I texted him. I was like, bro, I'm not going to be at the game, but if you don't get me your bobbleheads.
Oh
And
my
he mailed me
God.
this one and the franchise 4 one.
He
Let's
mailed it
go.
to you?
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
Did he pay postage too, or
He
did
did.
you have to
He
pay?
paid postage.
Wow.
Well, I mean, he's made more than I have.
I mean, yeah, but still, like
He might
what a-
be able to
what a
afford it.
You
stand-up
wouldn't know by
guy.
his purchases.
Good call.
He's a rich housewife.
You think he's on an MLB contract?
Touche.
But anyway, the
Touche.
point of this show is I like hot dogs,
Yeah.
and I don't care who knows
Yeah.
it.
Well, what's your favorite? We said ours.
Chicken tendies.
That's a baseball
is
food.
so
That's just a
basic.
food.
Oh.
Says the guy with the palate of a 5-year-old.
I'm
Okay,
just saying it's
okay.
not unique.
Like, seriously?
to any
So,
sport.
I went,
the dog
I went
and
to Globe Life Field, and they had something that was like donuts and chicken tendies.
yes.
which
Like
was,
put together or something?
Yeah, it was like on a skewer. So that's what I got.
That's pretty good.
A donut chicken tender skewer.
talk some
Yeah.
baseball.
Oh,
get outta here. Get outta here. With a whole minute and a half left of this show. Get out of here.
Ooh.
Meeting.
I don't care.
On a side note, I'm choking.
When's the show starting?
Okay, he's dying.
You want to take my seat for 1 minute? 'Cause
Sure, yeah.
I'm dying. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually
Bye,
is.
Sam. Bye.
The show
Bye.
started 59 minutes ago, and
Oh, really?
the
We're not
first
going to
15
overtime.
minutes were not encouraging, but then we got a couple of guests.
Found your groove.
And we really found our groove by not talking as much.
I don't have a
Yeah, we let them talk.
Yeah,
I don't have a third one
Oh,
in
yeah.
me, Mr. Crazy. This 2 is good for me. They was like, KG, you got one more.
We
I
peer
said,
pressured him into
Do it, KG. Do it, KG.
I have a wife.
What's your favorite ballpark food? Quick.
Not quick. You got.
Oh my God, I have like
45
20 seconds. I mean, dollar hot dog night, undefeated. If it's not,
Not if they're doing this dropped in hot water sog dog. Like
I don't-
I'm
I
still
don't
gonna
mind
go pay
that.
I'll still go pay $9
You're gonna go to the
for
other
a real
skills
dog.
No.
I'm not paying full price for a hot dog. I'm not doing it.
I will.
Oh wow.
I only get my
How's your
hot dogs
stomach
on
after
sale.
that?
It's the same as it would be if I spent $5 on one. In rough shape. I'm not seeing the 7th inning.
Oh, wow.
I love when I make hot dogs because they don't all get eaten, and then I just have a bag of meat in the fridge. I'm down to 2.
Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
down to 2 from Father's Day. but
Please
I'm gonna
make that a
hammer-
drop.
I'm gonna
Please
hammer
make that a
Got
drop.
a bag of meat in the
Please,
fridge.
please, I need that as a drop.
All right, great job,
Yes.
Bobby.
Good
Thanks
job,
for having me
Thanks,
on, guys.
Bobby.
Thank you. Yeah,
Congrats to the Rangers on whatever's going on with their season. And remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.